Hey everybody, in this video today I want to discuss the idea of fading an image in Unity here. So the idea comes across sometimes if you're doing some type of UI or doing some type of feedback to the player. If you have an image, sometimes you want to kind of make that image a little bit opaque, a little bit transparent, or maybe a little bit see-through per se. And it's a good way to show that the user has not selected that item, or maybe they don't have the item unlocked here. And you want to be able to control it with a script here, because if you just do that to an image, and of course you could do it through Photoshop or something like that here, and then import the image back in the game, well, that's okay, but it really doesn't have some type of dynamic element to it, right? Like if I click on it, I want to make it color. I want to make it full color. So my setup right now here is we have a button called button that should say fade. Let's fix that real quick here. We have two buttons. One of these buttons is going to fade the image, and the other button is going to bring it back to full color here. So that's what we're going to build with this video right here. So far the setup is just an image and scene here, right? I just right-clicked Canvas UI image. We have two buttons. We have an empty game object with an image manager script. And if we click on image manager, we can see we don't have anything here right now. These other scripts are from other videos that I did here. They really don't have much to do with this video. In fact, they're not doing anything in this particular scene here. So don't worry about these other ones here. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to remove the start and update. In fact, I'll actually keep start. And I'm going to import a namespace. I'm going to say using Unity Engine.ui. And the first thing I want to do is I want to make some type of reference to the image, because if we're going to manipulate the color of the image here, we want to make sure that we have a reference to it in the script here. So I'm going to say we can either do a serialized field or we can make it public. Let's do a public right now. Capital I image, and we'll just call it, image. There we go. Image, like that. I cannot type that. Image. There we go. Now let's go back to the inspector, and let's assign this in the inspect here. So back to the Unity window, image manager, and we're going to drag our image right into that from there. So now we have a reference to the image, and what we can do is we can control the color of the image from the script from here. I'm going to close that out. Sure, let's save that just so it's a little more clean here. I'm going to close that out too, and let's make this a little bigger. So now let's go ahead, and what we want to do in the image here, and of course it's going to save again and refresh, is we want to make this sort of like that there. And what we're doing is we're controlling the alpha of the image. If you're familiar with RGBA values here, we have red, green, blue, and then we also have alpha, which is kind of like the opacity of the image from here. So if I bring it down, it's more see-through. If I go all the way up, it's full color. So now let's go ahead and say image, back to here, image.color, because we're accessing the color property on that image here, right? It's going to be equal to a new color, and we're going to type in RGBA values here. So 255, which is 8-bit, 255. Now this is just RGB. If we want to add the A, we're going to add one more value here, and this one's going to be a float. So I'm going to say 0.5F, and this should bring it to about half of the opacity that it would be normally. So let's go back to this here. Let's go ahead and hit play, and let's see what happens. And almost there. So now we can see that we fade the image with this line of code from here. Now the only thing left to do is now to hook up our buttons to be able to make it full color or half color from here. I'll tell you guys what. Let's go back to our script here, and let's make three different methods. Let's make public, void, let's make this fade image. Again, I keep doing that, I don't know why. Maybe my brain is imagining stuff. Public, void, full color image. I'm going to copy this from here, paste this in the fade image, and we can remove the start method because we don't need that anymore. And we can copy this from here, and then paste this down below, and we're going to replace this with 1 from there. And let's even make this like 2 so we can see the effect even more. Save. Let's go back to the inspector, and now we have to assign these methods for the buttons here. Fade, on click, we're going to add one. We're going to drag in the image manager, drop that down, and then we're going to say fade image. Same thing for the color, plus, drag that in there, image manager, and we're going to say full color. Save, and let's check it out. Let's see if we can get this working here. So we have full color, fade, full color, right? So that's working pretty good from there. So this way, of course, right now it's only on the buttons here, but you could have it in scene where maybe if a player does a certain amount of points, that's when it lights up. Or maybe they have like a power up that if they get to a certain amount of XP, they can hit that button real quick and it gives them power up. Or certain things unlock at a certain level here, right? But anyways, if you guys learned something, be sure to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.